بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أنا الدكتور محمد زكي، الأستاذ أنف وأذن وحنجرة في عين شمس. طبعا احنا كلنا محبوسين في البيت علشان الكورونا فيروس، فدي فرصة ان الواحد يفكر يقدر يعمل ايه في فترة قعاده. I started publishing some of my operative data, audio and video, and I posted it in channels Facebook and YouTube, and now I'm going to introduce you to one of the important software on Apple system. This software is OsiriX. This OsiriX is meant for post-study manipulation of the imaging provided by the CT scan and MRI and other imaging modalities. This is a post-study manipulation of the thin series or the basic series the machine produced, and we manipulate this thin series to get more information about the anatomy of certain lesions. Here is the OsiriX, and this is the menu. Here is the OsiriX, and this is the menu. You can use this menu to upload or to use the data on a CD, or if the CD is already on your hard disk, so you go to the hard disk, you go here and import the study. I'm going to import a case with CSF rhinorrhea. This case, this patient is an old lady with CSF leak since 2010, and she was afraid to go to surgery. So here is the basic study. This is the thin series or the thin cuts. This is CT scan, ordinary multi-slice CT scan without contrast or without dyes. So this is the basic study. If you double click it, you will get such window with the cuts of 600 to 25 micron, and these are 545 images. And usually if you have a window, you can see these cuts in axial cuts only, but in this software OsiriX on Apple, you can go here and choose to get a multi planar reconstruction. This is the 3D, and with the 3D you get the coronal, axial, and sagittal projection of the same point. The interaction here, the intersection here is the same, like here at the same point here. So we first check the position of the patient, which was a little bit tilted. So you have here a tool to readjust the head position, so it is now facing the camera better. And then you go to the other cuts and adjust them in the two planes like that, and in the sagittal, this horizontal plane should be parallel to the hard palate. Then you can go and enlarge all of them like that and start your examination. I feel that this the patient is tilted to the left, so I go and reposition it again, and then adjust the X and Y So now it is centralized. You can get another more magnification, and we start from here, from the frontal sinus. She has CSF leakage on her right side. She got some deviated septum on the left in the preturbinate area, area 3 here, and then we go back examining the frontal sinus, the frontal recess, and now we are at the start of the cribriform plate here. On the right side, the leak is on the right side, so we try to check if there is a defect in this area. So we go and magnify the view and see if this is a defect. It is possible to have a defect like that. Now we go backward little by little. Now this is definite obliteration of the right olfactory fossa. Here is the normal olfactory fossa. Here is the ossified right olfactory fossa, and here is a suspicion of a defect in this area, and we are trying to confirm that. If we have this coronal cuts alone and magnify it like this, then this is the defect. We can measure it with precision. It is 2.39 of a millimeter, so 2 millimeter and plus. And if we go and see the multiplanar reconstruction, we are here. This is the suspected defect with obliteration of the right olfactory fossa here and part of the ethmoidal sinus. Now we are trying to see the same defect on this sagittal cut. This is the sagittal cut, and this is the suspected herniated portion. So this is the herniated portion. This is the herniated portion, and the defect is just this area, which is tiny, starting from here to there. And we can measure the length. Less than 2 millimeters, and this is the sac, CSF sac, or you can call it pseudo meningocele, although it is only nasal mucosa downward displaced by the CSF. So this is the defect here and there, and this is the value of the multiplanar reconstruction, and the same on the axial cut. So these are the sacs in the three planes. And now an important value for this Osida X is the location of the ethmoidal vessels. On the coronal cut, we know the artery makes this pyramidal projection, but it is easier in three-planar reconstruction to detect the canal on axial cuts. The start of the canal here, and the most important, this is the canal for the anterior ethmoid, and the most important is the location on the sagittal. This is the artery on sagittal in this area, with a little bit of supraorbital pneumatization above. This is supraorbital pneumatization. This is the artery here. So you know the proximity of the artery to the area of the leak, because here is the artery, here is the artery, and here is the CSF leak. So multiplanar reconstruction on and OSIRI-X software is very helpful in delineating and perceiving the anatomy in a more precise way. Thank you. Shukran.